Amazing. Really, yeah, really useful. I think just sometimes you forget little things. Like everyone gives little tips.
Yeah, yes.
On how to change things, and I was like, oh yeah, I can do that. That's make life super easy.
Yeah, and just being with other nail techs sometimes coming together, because it is such a...
Alone.
You're on your own, aren't
I'm
you?
on my own, because the salon I was in beforehand, I was with someone. But in this one, I'm by myself. So sometimes it is good to speak to other nail techs. Just like, what are you doing? What are you feeling about X and Y, and how are you changing this?
You never stop learning.
Never stop learning, and never a new product that's slightly different to something that's in between a hybrid. And I'm like,
can you tell us a bit about yourself and your journey into the nail industry?
Yes, so while I fell poorly 6 years ago now, I started doing art again. That's what my background was. And then I decided to paint some press-ons for myself because I couldn't wear polish at the time. So I started doing that, fell in love with it. And then as I got stronger, I was like, I didn't want to go back into being a house mistress in boarding schools. So I was like,
oh wow,
I'm going to go back to college, and under the Disability Act and things you can get like certain college things to help you.
Okay.
So I paid for a course, and then I went back to college as well, to study more.
Okay.
So that's what I did.
And in your article I was reading that obviously you were taken into hospitals and you didn't have a clue what was wrong.
No.
So how old were you then?
So I was about 22 when I first fell ill.
And did it come out of nowhere, or?
Yeah, it came out of nowhere. I had to have an operation, an ovarian cyst burst. They fixed that, everything got sorted, and they were like, something else is going on. They were taking all my bloods every single day. I was going into the doctors, and they were measuring things, like whatever they do. And they were like, they sat me down, and my mum, and they said, she's dying in front of us. We don't know what's going on.
Wow.
I was in Wigan Hospital at that point, and I was in for it's just short of 2 months, like when everything was all together.
Wow.
But it was for a year. They were like, we can't find out what's wrong with her. And at that point, all my internal organs, my nerves, my heart, I have a heart condition, everything just was shutting down.
And had they known what it was? Obviously 2 months is a long time to not know, investigating all
the main bits. Yeah, they could have done a lot more, but because there was so many, so at this point, like, I have a condition with my lungs as well as asthma, and then I had blood clots, and because I had so many other things going on, they'd try and investigate those things, but it wasn't the root cause, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
So it was like putting a plaster over those issues.
Yeah.
So like you just have to, they were constantly like, we'll find eventually the right medicines and everything.
Oh my gosh.
And it took them a year with Salford. They said, give us 12 months and we're going to get you into physio. When they found out about the Addisons, they said, give us 12 months. And like, they were just amazing.
Yeah, God.
They went and had meetings with Wythenshawe, Salford, Wigan, Bolton Hospital. So they got all these big names, and we're like, we've got this girl. This is where she wants to be. And they said to me at this point, I might never walk again, but I wanted to be healthy, that I could go out and live a life.
Yeah, of course.
And I've not let anything since that day, since meeting that Dr. Majid in Salford, I've not let anything hold me back.
Brilliant.
I met my husband.
Oh.
I know, I said to him, I was like, I want to go back to work and do something. Yeah. And he was like, well, you love painting nails. So I was like, I'm going to go do it.
Brilliant.
And rather than buying our first house, he put all the money into me going back to work.
Wow.
And
that's love. That's true love, that.
Yeah. And I can't thank him enough for that.
Oh.
And then we've actually just got our first house.
Oh, Remy. Oh,
so I've been working a full year, and I've been saving every little penny.
That's amazing. Well done.
So he's done that for me.
Oh
so
my gosh. That's really, that made me a bit emotional.
It does. I've cried. Me and my mum, when we first met, and he told everything that he wanted to do for me every day. I just remember sobbing to him, going, "Are people this nice?" Really?
I know, yeah. You kind of believe it. But I suppose, obviously, perspectives change when you were probably in that hospital bed.
Yeah.
Being told you might never walk again.
Yeah.
And we can't find what's wrong.
So it's my 30th in June, and at one point I was on life-saving equipment. I wasn't awake and things, and so they told my mum we don't think she's gonna make it to her 30th.
Ooh.
And it's my 30th in June, so my mum is. I was
Going
like,
all
I don't want to do anything. She's like, no, we have to
You
go.
have to.
She wants to. We're gonna go for a jag brunch in Manchester and things because she just wants to make sure that I feel. I know that I feel that.
I can understand that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So at the moment, I feel like I've just had a wedding and now I get me for.
Amazing. Live it all up.
And I get this, and I feel like I've fallen. When they say you fall in love with something that you love doing, I get excited. Like I was off work for a week just because of my illness, and I was excited to go back to work.
Yeah.
And the love I feel at this salon.
It's not even work at that point,
no,
is it then?
At this salon that I'm in, Della, the hairdresser, honestly, she's my salon mum. Like the love for her, and Kim, who owns it, and everything that I've said, like, oh, I can't pull down the blinds. She was like, right, we're going to change it to this. Yeah. That's the kind of family support that, because I felt it now, I want to give.
Yes.
To other nail techs.
Yeah.
And I've spoken to other nail techs who are holding events, and just to be like, listen, can we change this? And or could we add this?
Yeah.
And I'm having such an amazing response.
I think just sometimes people just need a simple awareness, though, don't they?
Yeah.
Because
I didn't know though, as you said.
Yeah, it's
Before
all
I
about
fell
learning
ill.
and sharing that knowledge.
Sometimes, well, you see someone in front of you, and we're told now, oh, don't ask what's wrong with them, which is fine. I understand some people might not want that, but there's a difference between that and saying, what can I change? If it's just as simple as she needs a pillow behind her back during an appointment,
Yeah.
well, we can do that.
Yeah.
It's letting other nail techs know, because I've literally said this Nails Without Limits is for everyone, in the sense that it's not just for disabled people, it's for the other people who want to make everyone feel included.
Yeah, getting ahead of the game, so to speak, isn't it, as well?
Yeah, we're
Being
just
prepared.
Yeah, it's just something that I've noticed since going to events, or noticed going into other salons when I was poorly as well. When I wanted my hair cutting even.
Yeah.
A lot of places have steps into the doors and stuff, and it's just something that in the older buildings it's not necessarily regulated.
Yeah.
Like you need like a ramp and things.
Yeah.
Alone.
You're on your own now,
I'm
yeah.
on my own, because the salon I was in beforehand I was with someone, but then this one I'm by myself, so sometimes it is good to speak to other nail techs, just be like, what are you doing? What are you feeling about X and Y, and how are you changing this?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And there's always something new to learn. You never stop learning.
Never stop learning, and never a new product that's slightly different to something that's in between a hybrid, and I'm like,
Yeah, and all these new regulations as well. It's good just to be amidst.
everyone.
Yeah. Can you tell us a bit about yourself and your journey into the nail industry?
Yes, so while I fell poorly 6 years ago now, I started doing art again. That's what my background was, and then I decided to paint some press-ons for myself because I couldn't wear polish at the time. So I started doing that, fell in love with it, and then as I got stronger, I was like, I didn't want to go back into being a house mistress in boarding schools, so I was like,
oh wow,
I'm gonna go back to college, and under the Disability Act and things you can get like certain college things to help you.
Oh, okay.
So I paid for a course, and then I went back to college as well, to study more.
Okay.
So that's what I did.
And in your article I was reading that obviously you were taken into hospitals and you didn't have a clue what was wrong.
No.
So how old were you then?
So I was about 22 when I first fell ill.
And did it come out of nowhere, or?
Yeah, it came out of nowhere. I had to have an operation, an ovarian cyst burst.
Ooh.
And they were like, they fixed that, everything got sorted, and they were like, something else is going on. They were taking all my bloods every single day. I was going into the doctors, and they were measuring things, like whatever they do. And they were like, they sat me down and my mum, and they said, she's dying in front of us. We don't know what's going on.
Wow.
I was in Wigan Hospital at that point, and I was in for it's just short of 2 months, like when everything was all together.
Wow.
But it was for a year. They were like, we can't find
Oh my
out
gosh.
what's wrong with her. And at that point, all my internal organs, my nerves, my heart, I have a heart condition, everything just was shutting down.
And had they known what it was, obviously 2 months is a long time to not know, investigating all
the main bits. Yeah, they could have done a lot more, but because there was so many, so at this point, like, I have a condition with my lungs as well as asthma, and then I had blood clots, and because I had so many other things going on, they'd try and investigate those things, but it wasn't the root cause, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
So it was like putting a plaster over those issues.
Yeah.
So like you just have to, they were constantly like, we'll find eventually the right medicines and everything.
Oh my gosh.
And it took them a year with Salford. They said, give us 12 months and we're going to get you into physio. When they found out about the Addisons, they said, give us 12 months. And like, they were just amazing.
Yeah, God.
They went and had meetings with Wythenshawe, Salford, Wigan, Bolton Hospital. So they got all these big names. And we're like, we've got this girl. This is where she wants to be. And he said to me at this point, I might never walk again. But I wanted to be healthy, that I could go out and live a life.
Yeah, of course.
And I've not let anything, since that day, since meeting that Dr. Majid in Salford, I've not let anything hold me back.
Brilliant.
I met my husband.
Oh.
I know, I said to him, I was like, I want to go back to work and do something.
Yeah.
And he was like, well, you love painting nails. So I was like, I'm going to go do it.
Brilliant.
And rather than buying our first house, he put all the money into me going back to work.
Wow.
And
that's love. That's true love, that.
Yeah, and I can't thank him enough for that.
Oh.
And then we've actually just got our first house.
Oh, mate. Oh,
so I've been working a full year, and I've been saving every little penny.
That's amazing. Well done.
So he's done that for me.
Oh
so
my
I feel
gosh. Talk to me a bit more about Nails Without Limits then. So you say in your Scratch interview, it's a platform and a source of information for brands to accommodate needs. So what challenges have you faced in salons as a, from a personal perspective? You said about when you were getting your hair done,
Yeah, so sometimes it can just be as simple as a bathroom issue. Not all bathrooms have to be up to code and things, and then sometimes it can be as simple as just maybe having a different type of chair and things for clients. Or if I've got someone sat in front of me who needs to have a minute in between areas or a quiet space.
Mm-hmm.
I run a late night every Wednesday when the hairdresser's not there. So it's my quiet space for my clients who need that.
Yeah.
I think it's important for brands to be able to reach out to a community and say, what can we do to help? There's so much training in how to talk to your clients. So this is something that I've been looking into doing. I don't know if you know what they are. They're called social stories and then flashcards, because you can get them for people who are non-verbal or autistic or deaf. They're brilliant, and you can get gorgeous ones now. And I want to be able to send them to nail techs. So do you know we all have our little things hanging with the thing, and it's just on there so they can grab them. And instead of them saying like, sometimes you get them for school and stuff, that's too hot. So I want them to be able to, not only do I want to be able to send them out, I want to be able to have them that people can download and print them off themselves.
Yeah.
So it's something that all nail techs can look at. People do have anxiety, and a social story will say what you're planning on doing. So on a bill, it might just be a simple form on a builder gel, and that if it's in front of them already as they're getting the nails on, they can see.
Yeah.
And sometimes it can just be a little, but it's something there to support not just physical disability.
Yeah, absolutely.
If that makes sense.
Yeah.
Because that's also a big thing. People see disability and they think, and especially with me being an ambulatory wheelchair user, they see that.
Yeah.
And they see the wheelchair, and actually I'm not always in the wheelchair. and it can be other things.
Yeah.
So that's another thing I'd love to be able to do for brands as well as nail techs, that we have maybe. So I'm in contact with a few disabled nail techs as well, things that they can look at and things to help open bottles easier.
Right.
So I've been looking at a few things with a couple of disabled nail techs that I'm working with at the moment, and it can just be something as simple as, actually, could we have 3? Sometimes it's not possible because of the bottles and the beautiful, but can we create something that's going to grasp it? We have the things now to open a can.
Yeah.
When we've all got our nails on so they don't chip. So can we do it? Can we make something? And it is, how many people get arthritis in the fingers? It's so common, but we don't think about it. And everyone works past 60 now.
Like you say, simple little adjustments. Going back to kind of the social stories.
Yeah.
I think a lot of people as well, especially with anxiety, they might not have even gone to a nail salon anyway before. Even knowing that they can come into a space and say, right, this is what's going to happen, the process of your appointment, you can do this, you can tap this at any time or show me this at any time, and just kind of give them that scenario where they will be safe.
If you've got
in that
those
space.
flashcards and you've just got 6, I just need a minute and a glass of water. Sometimes actually for someone to ask for a glass of water, it might have been the hardest thing ever, that they've walked through your salon doors for them. Yeah. And that is honestly, I have been at that point where I didn't leave the house for 12 months and I was anxious for the first time I ever went out in my wheelchair. And just to have, because I was speaking to another brand about, do you know, some people send forms out beforehand, and that question, what can I do to make it easier for you? Can I have, rather than dancing music, can I just have a bit of, can I put my headphones in? Actually, my client can absolutely put her headphones in this podcast, because I'm going to put mine on.
Yeah. Some people just don't want to.
Yeah,
they
if
just
that's
want
the only hour or 2 hours in the week of downtime, they might not want to chat.
Yeah.
And that question of, how can I make it easier for you? Sometimes it can be as well, if I'm in my wheelchair, as simple as me saying, can you have already moved the chair? Because if I come in my chair and there's lots of people around and they're trying to move that chair, the anxiety that'll make me feel, and I'm like, just leave the chair, like, I don't know what I'm going to do, but just leave it.
Yes.
That can just be so relaxing for me.
Yeah, just changes your whole experience, doesn't it?
Yeah.
From start to finish.
Just wheel in.
Yeah.
And just be like, yeah, okay.
Sorted already.
Yeah.
Getting ahead.
Getting
like
ahead, yeah.
Getting ahead
so
of the game.
it's about letting people come to me and say, oh, I don't know necessarily how to ask this client this. Well, let's put a storyboard together, or let's do something, and I want to be able to share. So I've got 3 interviews coming up with disabled nail techs for their story for Nails Without Limits, but to share how we can all help other nail techs.
Yeah.
I've got some mini interview things I'm going to go do with nail techs who have helped, what they've done to help. One's got a deaf client and what she's done, and I think that's important to show that everything we do on this side affects how your client's going to go forward as well. So it's not necessarily about the nail tech being disabled.
Yeah. Absolutely, yeah.
We're taught when we go to all these lessons and things, chat to your client, when they come in, go get them a brew. Well, actually the brew may be not the easiest thing for them to pick up. Yeah. It's just, everything's different now, in the sense that we are more open and talking about it, but it's how we can still make things easy for ourselves as nail techs. Yeah. So if we have those, as you say, the storyboard there, it's already there. Yeah. You've not got to...
And that's got to give nail techs confidence, hasn't it? Yeah. That I can accommodate for anybody who walks through my door. I'm ready with any case. And obviously everybody is different. Yeah. So it's going to be a
obviously, if you've got a cute little shed in your garden and you've got steps to it, it's okay to say as well, by the way, I've got steps to my garden, I might not be the nail tech for you. You're not being cruel. Yeah. You're not being mean. And I definitely felt that way sometimes at people. Like, I know some people, on my days that I'm not well, I am slow. I am. I know I am because of everything that goes on. So it's okay to say to my clients, I know you want to be out in 40 minutes. I'm not your nail tech, I'm really sorry. And that's okay as well. You're not giving yourself a bad name for it.
No. It's about honesty, isn't it?
Yeah,
people want honesty.
Yeah. I can't whip out a nail set in 40 minutes with a full design.
Yeah.
I just can't. And I'm chatty Cathy as well, so probably it.
There's nothing wrong with that.
Yeah.
That'll probably make someone's day.
Yeah.
What does a typical working day look like for you then, when you're in the salon?
So, rejuggling at the moment. So I'm moving into a little room, but at the moment I'm with the hairdresser in like the main area for my nails, and we all just chip in. So if she sees I'm having a bad day and I'm on both my crutches and I'm slow, she's like, don't even worry, I'll get your client a drink.
Yeah.
I get there in the morning. Betsy, my little dog, sometimes comes in with me. She alerts me now, which is just insane because we were planning on sending her to Lancaster for training, and I think just because of everything, and then the doctor told me that it's something to do with the sodium, like when you've got diabetes and they can lick you and tell that your sugars have dropped.
Oh wow, I didn't know that.
I crave salt and I have to take medication with sodium in it, and apparently that's what she can taste essentially.
Amazing. Fascinating. That,
so like if I'm not well and she licks, then she will alert and alerts my husband now. She'll just sit on my chest. Oh. She's not even that small. She'll just sit here and she'll just bark until someone comes.
You've talked about parts of the job that are more physically challenging, and it sounds like you've got an amazing support network around you at work. Yeah. What mentally is the most challenging, would you say?
Sometimes when I'm not well, because I wasn't well, and not that I hid myself away. No, I did. I hid myself away when I was at my worst. Sometimes I have to say to people, I need to take... So if, let's say, you got a sickness bug and it lasted 24 hours, 48 hours, for me, I usually end up in hospital and then I end up at recovering. So it ends up being more like 10 to 14 days.
Yeah.
And to say to people, oh, well, it's a 48-hour sickness bug, but I need 14 days off, that tends to be quite difficult. I get people want their nails done, but I also don't want to put myself in.
Yeah, you've got to protect yourself, haven't you?
Yeah. And so, as you say, it's about that honesty. When people come to me, I introduce myself. I've got it on my Instagram page, who I am, on my Truly Innocent Nails account. And it's about saying, well, I can't, but I've got to know some nail techs around me now that I can say, can they come to you? And then they'll come back to me. We're creating that bond with other nail techs to say, because I know everyone's like, oh, you're your competition and stuff, but actually, well, so I've got another friend who is a nail tech and she's going off pregnant. I've taken her clients on for her and said, as soon as you get back, all your clients are going back to you.
Yeah. And
I've even said, I'll charge your price. So we should be able to
work together.
Yeah, work together and create that.
Yeah.
Harmony.
Surely that's a lot more of a healthy way to look at things rather than the competition. Obviously, you were saying before about looking into easy opening. So, are there any other tools, techniques, or habits that have made the biggest difference for you so far, or is it something that you've found that you think X, Y, Z needs looking at?
Things that I found that really helped me are, I actually have on my desk a timer and like a little thing of what I need to keep it in up to date, because my memory, short-term memory sometimes can be a bit, so I can just be like a tick sheet almost for myself, and so I have a set of just rolling cart trays that I can roll to me, so if I'm not feeling well I can just quickly bring it to me rather than having to get up and go and looking for products, because that can be quite exhausting, standing up and going through, because you end up, I don't know how, but you end up with 9 drawers of stuff, and I'm like, I don't even think I've used that glitter ever. But then some things are like, as you say, like I've spoken about grip and being able to move stuff. Such a massive thing until I was in a situation of working. Shutters, we've changed to blinds. That was the biggest thing. I didn't realise until someone was like, oh, we've got a shutter. And I was like, I can't open that. Nor can I close that.
Yeah.
Open it or close, like, it's just not going to move. And being able to say to people who are holding events, because I love that there's all these events going on, I'd say 9 or 8 out of 10 times it's not been thought of. And actually, if it's just a piece of work that I can come up with, or some people have done like mind maps for and gone, right, what do you want to do? And they told me what they want to do at the event, and I just put down and I put it out on the Nails Without Limits page. If we were to do this, how would it make your life easier? Then I can just share that information. It's not about, because I've been offered discount codes and things actually, and I was like, that's not what I want. I want to be able to share information on how we can help everyone.
Yeah.
And I've just got a passion for it because I've been in a place where I was so well and I never thought about it. Yeah. And things that are heavy and stuff like that you don't expect to be heavy. A couple of people said about e-files, and I was like, I'm sure if you went to someone and said, listen, there's a demand for a lighter e-file, people will rip your hands off for a lighter e-file. Or a course on arthritis in hands. We see it all the time. Actually, a course on how we can help hold a finger with arthritis.
Right.
Everything. I just feel like we're missing out on a lot of people. And
that would stop them coming for the nails, and which is a
really
nice,
which is such a lovely
treatment.
And actually, how you hold, or how can you help a knuckle with arthritis? If we just did like a little bit of it in training, because you're told to hold it steady, but that actually could really hurt someone. Someone said to me about doing first aid training for nail techs. How many times, I'm sure someone's cut someone, but actually, do you know actually how to deal with that cut? First aid training, things happen, anaphylaxis happens. Do you know how to use an EpiPen? These are all like in the thing of disability, in the sense that I have got an anaphylaxis to nuts. So if someone was to eat nuts and then touch me, I would have an allergic reaction. It's just little things like that. So actually, can we give nail techs an option of a first aid training for free? But when you work for yourself, because you're paying out for all these things, it's not necessary, it comes second. So we were talking about doing an event, me and a few girls, yoga or chair yoga, so that everyone can learn how to help themselves. In that moment of sitting there and going, actually I've had a hectic day.
I'm just coming down from it.
Yeah. That's where I see something maybe happening with what I've said, like, first aid, just those little things, as I say, those little cards, a storyboard. I think it could just help so many nail techs who aren't disabled and who are disabled. So actually you've got to have it in front of your client. Oh, I'm in a wheelchair. Whatever you wanted to let them know.
Yeah.
And even
especially if the first timers as well. Again, they've got to get to know you, haven't they, as well? And
you've got to break that barrier.
Yeah, of course.
I know I can talk to anyone, but actually sometimes it's hard to speak to someone if they don't necessarily want to be spoken to, which is fine as well. But if it's there, like when you go to a restaurant and they have the menu and on the back they tell you all about the restaurant, it's a bit like that.
Yeah, that's a good way to put it. Yeah, good analogy. Okay, so what was your experience like when you were learning, when you were doing your training then?
So the first place I went to, Trish in Bolton, she was amazing. Unfortunately, they had a seat, do you know, it's a chairlift.
Yeah.
And I wasn't feeling well, and the chairlift broke that day, and she was like, it's fine. She went and spoke to people who were in the building, and she moved the whole class downstairs for me, which was so, and I kept saying to people, oh, I'm sorry. Like, but she was like, no. So she moved it downstairs after that. She was always checking, right, what chair do you want? She had a couple of chairs out. So because of her, it made me feel so safe that I could just then go to her, right, this is also what I want to learn about. And she's just been so supportive through it. She was so supportive through it all, but then afterwards, it wasn't just like, you've learned and done kind of situation. She was just happy to do anything for me that I asked. Like, we went for lunch that day of training, and she was like, and she just made sure that the restaurant had already checked in and knew. And
I suppose that kind of passion that she's got has kind of fed into you as well.
Yeah, it does.
And with your experience yourself, anyway,
it makes it.
You know, you want to cater for those people who need it.
Yeah, that little love
Safety.
And spark and safety. Yeah, that you feel safe and going on. Then you look for that.
So, what would you say would make education more accessible for people with similar needs?
So I think for accessibility, I think as we've even said for appointments, we can send out an information sheet before saying, is there anything you need? Being open and honest. If you've got a building that isn't accessibility, just put it.
Yeah.
And you know what? It's not a crime to have a building. These old buildings, I know some people complain about old buildings not being accessible, but it was built at a different time, and to me, that's okay.
Mm-hmm.
But just let me know.
Yeah.
So letting people, being open and honest, and with training, especially like with pedicures and things, actually sometimes we need to have beds that are risen. Making sure that if you're going on a course, for to be able to be like, sometimes something that in the nail tech industry where you're trained, you're not taught about how we can go forward with accessible issues, or with, I think it needs to be done in training. As like I said, like to first aid, making sure that
I think if you've done your training and then you're into the big wide world with your appointments, and then something happens and you're on your own then, aren't you? Because you think, what do I do in this situation, because I've not been taught it.
Yeah, a lot of nail techs are by themselves. They're not in, if you are in a salon, sometimes there's only you, like 4 nails.
Yeah.
So how do we put that 2 nail techs before they go in the big open wide world? Mm-hmm. Like before we drop them in that lake. Yeah. Actually, it's not lake, it's the deep blue sea.
Yeah. Yeah.
Before we drop them in, say, oh, if you have this up for yourselves, this might make it easier. Having that social story, being able to, a pillow for an elderly client's back. Sometimes it can be, well, actually, I need to have it warmer, because if someone's on blood thinners or things like that, where Raynaud's disease, they're cold hands, like actually, if you're in the deeper winter, they might just need a bit of warmth. Yeah. And
the little touches like that, I think clients would massively appreciate, wouldn't they?
Yeah. But if
knowing that you're ahead of the game, they've already thought this.
Yeah, they've already got that.
I'll come here again.
But if I can create something for new nail techs as well that's there, that says, have you thought about a hand warmer? Have you thought about, you can get those ones off Shein that sit on your lap, and it's just like a little blanket, but it's this big. Yeah. Well, if they put the hand on that while they're doing it, lovely and warm. Have you thought about moving the chair before your disabled person comes in? Have you thought about moving a light so that it's easier for yourself, even for yourself, like, so you're not straining. Yeah. And all that hunched. Yeah. Hunchback and Notre Dame by the end of the day.
So, how does your mobility impact your day-to-day life outside of work? So obviously, you said you couldn't really do mobile because
it got too much after a week. So on a day-to-day basis, I use my electric wheelchair. I've been so fortunate with that. I have an adapted car fully, so I drive with my hand. I don't use my feet.
Oh wow, okay.
Use my feet then. So that was 2 years ago. I was given a car on mobility because I hadn't been driving for 5 years, and I was like, what am I going to do? Like, I want to start being able to get out there a bit more. And they fitted like a claw machine with my electric chair, and it puts it down, and then I'm ready to go. So it gave me that independence to walk the dog. It gave me the independence to go to the shops by myself for the first time.
What was that like?
Honestly, I came out of the co-op, my mum was waiting outside, and I came out of the co-op and I cried.
Oh.
And it was just because, and that first time I went to Primark, this might be silly, but before I got my electric wheelchair, my mum would push me, and I wasn't strong enough at this point to push myself. And she would walk off and leave me. Well, Primark, and like, you'd be in the middle of Coats deep winter, I'd be like, Jen, Mum, help, you left me. And then when I had that electric wheelchair and I could go,
oh yes,
and I found that independence.
Freedom.
Yeah, and then I was able to go take myself off to college.
Yes.
I was able to go around, so Morecambe Bay is really accessible, like the whole front. And I was able to go and do things through the day. And I remember that first time just feeling free.
Yeah.
Not caged.
Good
and I
feeling.
didn't realise how much the feeling of, after being so, climbing up mountains and stuff like that, to then nothing, it was a big shock.
I bet.
So that every day now I can get up, I've had my bathroom fully redone. So I wasn't able to have a shower by myself at first, and to suddenly have carers at 22.
Wow.
My body was changing because of the steroids. Very anxious, and then they'd send a male carer in.
Oh my.
And I was like, you can't come in the bathroom with me. So my mum had to have some time off to help me. And I remember that first time when they redid my bathroom, and my mum sat in my bed. She sat in my bedroom, which is next door. But I have all my grab rails and my chair, and I had a shower by myself. And that next step, and now in the morning, I can waddle through, have a nice quick little shower, tie my hair off, and have a body shower, to flick round, brush my teeth. And it's just everything.
Yeah, I bet.
That I didn't expect.
Yeah.
I'd ever need.
Yeah. Life changing.
Life changing. That I didn't need a bath, and I didn't need someone to put me in it. And on that slip, go down like that. I was like, oh my God. Just put me in the bath, or just drop me in the bath at this point.
Oh, bless you.
And then starting going to work, and being able to, so my desk is like quite close to the door, so I can just hobble in again. Unless I'm really poorly, then I use my chair. But because it's just so close, I can sit and I can enjoy, and I get out the house, and it's freedom, and my clients are my freedom. That for 5 years, Betsy was the only thing keeping me going, is that she'd wake me up in the morning, you know, like, and give me something to go for in the day.
Yeah.
And now my clients I'm like,
You found that purpose.
yeah,
Yeah.
your purpose.
Yeah.
That is such a huge
Everything.
thing.
Yeah.
That I don't think until you've been poorly, or until you really know about your purpose being taken away from you.
Yeah.
And then just being able to go out, meet people, meet my friends again. Some of my friends, they'd just nip round for a coffee and then they'd go. And one of my friends turned around to me and said, Olivia, you were dying in front of me. We've been friends since we fought. I couldn't watch. She couldn't watch it.
Yeah, too hard.
And I get that, because I saw it from my mum's point of view as well.
Yeah.
So to see that as a friend,
Scary.
someone that, well, what do you mean? Last year we were stood on a mountain at the top of Gishstad, going on swings down the mountain. Like, I get that.
Yeah.
So it was putting that face forward, then saying, listen, I can't do what I used to be able to do, but I'm still me.
Yeah.
Inside.
Yeah.
And that shine has come back.
Yeah.
Since being around people, and people being a bit more understanding now.
Yeah.
And it is,
Yeah.
like,
And I think in those type of circumstances, you find your people.
Yeah,
who
you
are
do.
going to be there.
Oh
you
yeah, my ride or
unconditionally.
dies.
Yeah, you absolutely do.
Oh god, yeah. I have a few ride or die friends now that I'm just like,
you just can't imagine life without them. Yeah.
Like they say, oh, you meet your person, but I think you meet your best friends, soulmates.
Massively.
So truly, like they are more than know everything, probably more than Fahim knows about me or my mum. Casey, I had only done everything for about, I think, 3 months, and she sent me a message because I said I was looking for some events to go to, and she was like, oh, and we got talking, and she's from Stafford, and she's like, I want to go to this event. I was like, I could go to that event in Manchester, and we'd never met each other, and we sat in front of these women at this event, and they went, oh, how long have you two been friends? And I went, I'm not lying, I picked her up 5 minutes ago in my car, because she'd got the training, so I picked her up in my car, and they were like, what? I was like, we don't know each other. But since then, I call her my nail bestie, or my mum says she's like your soulmate for your nails.
Yeah.
And she has helped me realise how much more we can do.
Yeah.
And she's like, right, I'm like, well, I want to go to this event, and she'll come beforehand, make sure I'm okay in my wheelchair, make sure I'm set up, and she'll say to people, oh, so I don't have to, because sometimes through the day, if I've said it 60 times, by the end of the day, I don't mean to be narky, but I know I can be like...
Yeah, we're only human.
Yeah, so she can be like, oh, I can't get that out of the way quickly, or what do you mean there's stairs up and she's in a chair? Don't say that to her.
Yeah.
But she's been a breath of fresh air for me, which is hilariously we've just become like best mates, male besties, and she's helped me. Well, that's how she helped me find Roxy. She was like, oh, have you tried this brand? And I was like, no. And then next minute I was like, I love this brand, and like I came to your launch event, and then like it's just gone from there.
I think some things are just meant to be, aren't they? Where they take you on your path where you want to be.
Because when I said I wanted to do this with her, she was like, I'll help you, and she's just, but not as well. She said, I'll help you, but she's not taking it over anything. It's been 100% cheerleader supportive.
Yeah, that's exactly what you want. It's like you said before, you know, no one wants the competition. We should be pushing each other and supporting each other. Everyone
there's
can
enough
succeed.
hands out there.
Yeah.
There's enough people that want the nails doing. Men, women, everything in between. Like, there's enough. So we don't actually need to compete.
There's enough to go around.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Even if we end up doing dog paws at some point. I've not done that yet, but
yes, that's probably in the pipeline.
I'm sure that's on the work somewhere in one brand.
So this question, probably you've already just answered it. What has helped you stay motivated in your career? Obviously, the people around you massively.
Yeah, the people, finding brands like you that I've been able to develop myself with, fall in love with, and be like, oh, like every time I come to Rox, I've spoken with Roxy or anything, they're always like, what do you want from us?
Yeah.
You're very amazing at doing that. Some people and some brands are just so shut off wall to wall, which is fine. They've got their own people who all go to them. But to me, I don't see that working out in the long run. This is a community you've made, and I think that's been more than anything. So the WhatsApp community, the group we're in WhatsApp, as anyone, blah, 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 it's just such an amazing feeling to be all each other's cheerleaders. So there's someone on the WhatsApp group, and then he sent me a couple of things when I've been like, can anyone recommend this? And he's gone, oh, live this. And I just feel it's like nothing that we've got yet.
Yeah.
So it's new, but it's working. Because it's a year now since you probably nearly set up that group. So it's a proof that it does work.
Yeah.
And not everything has to be about selling a polish.
Yeah.
It's about selling almost like a lifestyle, if that makes sense.
Yes, yeah.
That is how I see it.
And as well, like we touched upon before, it can be such an isolating profession.
Yeah.
That you need that support and community with like-minded people.
Yeah, so much so. Like, how many nail techs now work from home in a room or in a garden like thing.
Especially
that's
after
been
COVID and things.
Yeah. And they probably haven't spoken to another nail tech or even gone on a course just to refresh. Like, actually, that's okay to say, oh, by the way, I've not actually refreshed in 10 years. That's fine.
Yeah.
You're not going to get judgment for it.
You're going to be on your own.
Let's do it.
Yeah.
Let's see from, like, even things like the Scratch magazine, when that comes to my house, I get so excited. It's like when I was young and I used to get Vogue. But now it's more, I love seeing what everyone's doing and adding people on Instagram.
Yeah.
And social media now has just become such a huge thing. Like, where do you even start with it? Learning, helping, support. I put the other day about, in the Roxy group, about I was struggling with a few designs, and someone put, oh, I'll do a video for you on Sunday and send it you on Monday.
Oh, that's nice.
Like, what? That's amazing. Thank you. I appreciate that.
Yeah.
But it's little things like that